Every .22 pistol on the shelf promises cheap trigger time. Most of them leave out what they cost you in jammed rounds, bad habits, and wasted range days. One on this list has owned that conversation for over 70 years. 7 picks, worst to best. Number 7. The Walther P22Q. The Walther P22Q earned its place in rimfire history the hard way. Back in the early 2000s, it proved a .22 could wear a tactical rail, an aggressive slide profile, and a polymer frame without looking like a toy. The original P22 borrowed its lines from the Walther P99, and the Q revision cleaned up the ergonomics without changing the core mission. That mission still holds up. The execution is what shows its age. The P22Q runs a double-action, single-action hammer system. That first trigger pull is heavy. Heavy enough to build a flinch if you do not train through it. Once the hammer is cocked, the single-action press rewards patience. The split between those two modes is where the training value lives, but also where most casual owners check out. If you are not deliberately practicing DA to SA transitions, that heavy first press is just a frustration, not a feature. Where the P22Q still wins is accessibility. It is one of the lightest .22 pistols you can buy, and the compact grip fits smaller hands better than almost anything else in this segment. Fully ambidextrous controls make it genuinely left-hand friendly without aftermarket swaps. For a first rimfire pistol, the size and weight make it one of the most approachable entry points in the category. The problem is, everything the market has built since. 10 rounds felt standard 2 decades ago. It does not feel standard when competitors ship magazines holding twice that for the same money. The P22Q is also one of the most ammunition-sensitive handguns on this list. It cycles well on high-velocity loads from established brands, but feed it cheap bulk rimfire, and you will spend more time clearing malfunctions than building skills. In a segment where ammo tolerance now separates the practical trainers from the frustrating ones, that sensitivity carries a real cost. Low capacity and high ammo sensitivity together anchor this pistol to the bottom of the ranking. For the shooter with smaller hands who wants a light, maneuverable DA/SA rimfire trainer, the P22Q still earns a seat at the table. Walk past it if reliable cycling on affordable ammunition matters more to you than heritage. The gun at number 6 took the capacity problem the P22Q never solved and shattered it with 33 rounds in a single magazine. 33 rounds in a single magazine. In a market where 10 was standard and 20 was generous, Kel-Tec walked in and tripled the math. The CP33 is not trying to train you for anything. It is not pretending to be a carry surrogate. It is a purpose-built volume machine, and on that single metric, it has no competition. The fixed barrel is the mechanical detail that matters here. On most semi-automatic pistols, the barrel tilts during cycling to unlock from the slide. That movement is fine for centerfire reliability, but it punishes suppressor accuracy and adds stress to the host. The CP33 barrel does not move. It stays locked in position while the bolt cycles behind it. The result is a suppressor platform that is quieter, more accurate under the can, and gentler on suppressor internals than any tilting barrel design on this list. If you shoot suppressed regularly, that fixed barrel is doing more for you than any single feature on any other pistol here. The ergonomics are where the CP33 announces that it was designed by engineers who were not thinking about conventional pistols. The grip angle, the trigger reach, the thumb-operated magazine release, the overall shape in your hand. Nothing about it feels like anything else in your safe. That is liberating at the range and irrelevant in training. You will not build a single habit with the CP33 that makes you faster or smoother with a carry pistol. The manual of arms transfers to nothing in a defensive context. Loading that 33-round quad-stack magazine is the tax you pay for the capacity. The rimmed cases have to be oriented precisely, and rushing the process invites rim lock jams that stop the gun cold. Experienced owners develop a rhythm that becomes second nature. First-timers will curse the magazine before they fire a shot. But once the technique clicks, 33 rounds of uninterrupted shooting makes every other magazine on this list feel like it needs a reload. If suppressed shooting and high-volume range sessions are what you are after, the CP33 delivers both better than anything in its class. Leave it on the shelf if every training dollar needs to count toward your carry skills. Number 5 took a completely different bet. Instead of reinventing the rimfire pistol, it copied the most popular carry gun in America and dared you to tell the difference. No .22 pistol has started more arguments than the Glock 44. Half the internet calls it a genius training tool. The other half calls it a waste of the Glock name. Both sides are right, and which one you agree with depends entirely on what you carry. Pick up a Glock 44 and your hands will not know the difference between it and a Glock 19. Same frame dimensions, same trigger, same magazine release, slide stop, and takedown lever in the same places. Holsters that fit the 19 fit the 44. The manual of arms is identical down to the last detail. Draw drills, magazine changes, malfunction clearance, one-handed manipulations. Every rep you build on the 44 transfers directly to the 19 without a single adjustment. For a Glock carrier, the muscle memory transfer is not close. It is exact. The hybrid polymer and steel slide is how Glock made a rimfire striker-fired pistol work at all. A full steel slide would be too heavy for the low-pressure .22 cartridge to cycle reliably. Too light, and the slide velocity would batter the frame. Glock split the difference with a steel skeleton wrapped in a polymer shell, tuned to the narrow energy window of standard velocity rimfire. You never think about it while shooting. That is the point. The engineering disappears behind the training experience. At just under 15 ounces unloaded, the 44 is also one of the lightest pistols on this list. High-rep training sessions that would fatigue the hand on a heavier platform feel effortless. The weight is low enough that some owners forget they are not holding the 19. A factory-threaded barrel variant exists for suppressor use, but the standard model ships without one. There is no factory optics-ready version. 10 rounds in the magazine, with no higher capacity factory option. At a price that buys a lot of pistol from other names on this list, the Glock 44 asks you to pay for the training value of the Glock ecosystem, and nothing more. If you do not carry a Glock, that value disappears overnight and you are left with a 10-round .22 that asks a premium for the name on the slide. This is the .22 for the committed Glock carrier who wants cheap reps without relearning a single control. For everyone else, the money works harder further up this list. The gun at number 4 abandoned the carry training mission entirely and chose a different war to win. Every pistol up to this point was trying to train you for something else. The Smith & Wesson SW22 Victory does not care what you carry. It does not pretend to be a defensive surrogate. It woke up and chose accuracy, and everything about its design serves that single obsession. The stainless steel bull barrel is the first thing your hand registers. The SW22 Victory is heavy, close to 2.5 pounds empty. That weight is not a flaw. It is the design. Mass absorbs recoil, steadies the sight picture, and turns the .22 cartridge into something that barely moves the gun. The green fiber optic front sight sits perfectly still through rapid strings, and the single-action trigger behind it is one of the best factory .22 triggers in production. Clean, short, and consistent enough that competition shooters run it stock. In Steel Challenge and Rimfire Challenge circuits, the Victory shows up on more firing lines than almost any other factory rimfire at its price. The core mechanical trick is the one-screw barrel swap. Remove a single fastener, and the barrel slides off the receiver. Replace it with a Volquartsen match barrel, a threaded suppressor barrel, or a different length competition barrel, and you have a fundamentally different pistol in under a minute. No gunsmith, no fitting, no special tools. That modularity is why the SW22 Victory has attracted one of the deepest aftermarket ecosystems in rimfire. Tandem cross trigger kits, Volquartsen accurizing components, and a catalog of barrels that let you configure the gun for whatever discipline you are shooting that weekend. The only platform with a deeper parts catalog is sitting at number 1. The trade-off is everything the Victory intentionally left out. 10-round capacity, no threaded barrel from the factory on the standard model, no optics cut, and at close to 2.5 pounds, nobody is carrying this anywhere except a trip to the steel rack or a bench rest session. It is a precision instrument that demands a precision mission. Bring it to Steel Challenge and it will embarrass pistols that cost twice as much. Bring it to a defensive training class and it will teach you nothing useful. The SW22 victory belongs with the shooter who measures success in group sizes, not draw speed. Pass if carry training or portability is anywhere on your list. 4 down. The top 3 are not just good at one thing. These are the rimfire pistols that hold their ground across missions. And number 1 has held that ground for 7 decades. Most companies that put optics on a 22 do it as an afterthought. Mill a slot in the slide, add adapter plates, call it optics ready. FN built the 502 Tactical from the ground up around the red dot, and that engineering-first approach shows up the moment you mount glass. The aluminum slide is the decision that separates this pistol from every other optics-ready rimfire. Steel slides are too heavy for a 22 cartridge to cycle reliably, with the added mass of a red dot on top. Polymer slides flex under optic mounting torque and lose 0 over time. FN chose aerospace-grade aluminum, which keeps the reciprocating mass light enough for consistent cycling, while giving the optic a rigid, zero-holding platform. That is not a spec sheet distinction. It is the difference between a red dot that holds 0 through 1,000 rounds and one that drifts every time you clean the gun. The 502 Tactical mirrors the FN 509 in ergonomics, controls, and grip angle. 15 rounds in the magazine. A threaded barrel with suppressor height sights that co-witness through most compact red dots without blocking the sight picture. The entire package is designed to feel like running a centerfire tactical pistol at rimfire cost per round. For FN 509 owners, the training transfer is seamless. Draw drills, presentation, reloads, and target transitions all carry over. The build quality matches the premium price. The slide-to-frame fit is tight, controls are crisp, and the overall feel in hand says serious, in a way most rimfire pistols do not. What FN asks in return is that premium price and patience during break-in. The 502 prefers high-velocity ammunition for its first few hundred rounds, and cheaper bulk loads may cause cycling issues until the action loosens up. That break-in period is documented by owners and reviewers alike, and worth knowing before you budget your first case of ammo. For the shooter who trains with a red dot and wants a rimfire platform that takes optics integration seriously, instead of treating it as a checkbox, the FN 502 Tactical is worth every dollar of the premium. Move on if budget discipline matters more to you than brand ecosystem training. The pistol at number 2 delivers most of what the FN 502 offers at a fraction of the real-world cost. And it does it while eating the cheapest ammunition you can find. There was a time when affordable 22 pistols meant sacrificing features. You either paid for optics readiness, or you paid for capacity, or you paid for a threaded barrel. The Taurus TX22 Gen 2 TORO showed up and refused to choose. It ships with all 3, plus the one quality that makes the rest of the feature list actually matter. It runs cheap ammunition. The staggered dual-column magazine is the engineering story that makes the TX22 work. Rimmed 22 cartridges are notoriously difficult to stack in a double-column configuration because the protruding rims catch on each other during feeding. Kel-Tec solved this at number 6 with a quad stack that demands careful loading. Taurus solved it with a staggered geometry that loads like a conventional pistol magazine and feeds reliably out of the box. 22 rounds in the full-size magazine that ships standard. A 16-round flush-fit magazine comes in the box alongside it for a lower profile when you want it. No special technique. No rim lock drama. The optics-ready slide accepts Shield RMSC pattern red dots without adapter plates. A threaded barrel invites a suppressor. At just over 17 ounces empty, it handles like a compact centerfire. The trigger is functional, not exceptional, but it breaks cleanly enough that most shooters will never feel the need to upgrade it. The quality that elevates the TX22 Gen 2 above more expensive competitors is its appetite for bulk rimfire. Where other pistols on this list choke on the cheapest loads at the store, the TX22 runs them. The savings compound fast. A shooter who puts several thousand rounds a year through a gun that digests bulk ammo instead of demanding premium loads feels the difference quickly. When range time is measured in volume, ammo tolerance is the feature that funds everything else. The fit and finish remind you of the price point. The slide serrations and frame texture are functional, not refined. For the shooter who prioritizes capability over polish, That trade-off disappears after the first magazine. The TX22 Gen 2 TORO is the answer for any shooter who wants capacity, optics, suppressor readiness, and bulk ammo reliability without paying a premium for any of them. Skip it only if trigger refinement and premium build quality rank above capability on your list. The pistol at number 1 has held its position longer than most of these guns have existed. The reason has nothing to do with features. The Ruger Mark IV 2245 does not have the highest capacity on this list. It does not have a factory optics cut. It does not have the most aggressive price. And none of that matters, because the conversation about the best .22 pistol in America has started and ended with this platform for over 70 years. The original Ruger standard appeared in 1949. Every generation since has refined the same fundamental truth. A fixed receiver with an internal bolt cycling inside it delivers a level of mechanical accuracy that no reciprocating slide blowback design can match. When you mount sights on most pistols, you are mounting them on a slide that slams back and forth with every shot. On the Mark IV, the receiver does not move. The sights sit on a stationary platform. The accuracy advantage is measurable, repeatable, and the single biggest reason competition shooters have chosen this platform for decades. The one-button takedown is what turned the Mark IV from a great gun into a modern classic. The Mark III was notorious for its reassembly nightmare. Ruger fixed it with a single button at the back of the frame. Press, hinge, stripped. Reassembly takes seconds. That one change brought back owners who had walked away from the platform entirely. The 2245 variant adds a 1911 pattern grip angle that mirrors centerfire 2011 race guns. For Steel Challenge and Rimfire Challenge competitors, that grip transfer is seamless. The tactical model adds a threaded barrel. The light version cuts weight with a ventilated aluminum receiver. And the aftermarket behind all of it: Volquartsen triggers, tandem cross internals, custom barrels, extended bolt releases, magazine bumpers, is the deepest rimfire ecosystem in the industry. Every problem the factory left on the table, someone in that ecosystem has solved. Buying a Mark IV is buying into a platform, not just a pistol. The 10-round magazine and the lack of a factory optics cut are real trade-offs. Adding a red dot requires an aftermarket mount, and the solution is not as clean as what the FN502 or TX22 offer from the factory. For some buyers, those limitations matter. But for the shooter who values mechanical accuracy, long-term investment, and a platform that will still be relevant 20 years from now, the Ruger Mark IV 2245 is the standard everything else is measured against. It earned that position the same way it holds it, by delivering, decade after decade, without asking anyone to take its reputation on faith. The gun that has owned the .22 conversation for 70 years is the one that never needed the longest feature list to stay on top. 7 pistols, 7 different answers to the same question. The best .22 is not the one with the most rounds, the lowest price, or the most factory features. It is the one that fits the role you actually need it for, and still works when you stop thinking about it. Drop a comment and tell me which .22 pistol you have put the most rounds through, and what made you keep coming back to it. Next time, another honest breakdown that questions a reputation the internet treats as settled. You might not agree with where it lands. If this helped you think differently about your next purchase, subscribe so you do not miss it.